been a case in Sydney of a man, his pregnant wife and children being ordered to leave their home and go into special health accommodation because a doctor has essentially decided that he was not likely to follow the health orders. Is there any concern there might be some overreach happening?
I'm not concerned about that at all. In fact, Health has been adopting that policy for some weeks. I will get Dr. Chant to comment on that because it's a specific policy we put in place to make sure, again, that unfortunately it's not always the rules that are the challenge, it's the fact that people choose to break them. And we don't want people making those bad choices. So in order for us to reduce our cases, we need people to do the right thing all of the time. And we also need to make sure that we take every measure we can to ensure people are doing the right thing. But there is a policy in place which is asking people to go into that special accommodation. I'll get Dr. Chant to make a quick comment about that.
I can't comment on the specifics of a case and I would never air that publicly. But I can just give an absolute commitment that we have been right throughout this pandemic doing what's called a Section 62 order, and our public health clinicians have been applying good common sense and judgment. And can I just acknowledge the fact that the police respond very promptly, and that allows us to allow people to have secure accommodation. And also, so I think that's all I can say is that we would never use that tool inappropriately, but I can't comment on the specific circumstances.
In this particular case, the person had been staying at home. A police check confirmed that a couple of days beforehand. So, again...
Look, I'm not going to prosecute the specifics of a case in the public. It's not appropriate to have that information aired. I can just be confident that our public health doctors do not issue Section 62s for no reason. And there will be a variety of reasons about whether people are in a safe enough environment, whether there's other contextual reasons why we don't think that they can actually be fully self-contained in that area. And then in some cases it might be compliance issues that people are worried about. So a range of factors.
Checking in on a positive case at Greystanes, police in full PPE as they break the news to Gabriel Chalu. He's off to a health hotel.
I went and got tested for peace of mind. Didn't get a text message that I'm positive or negative, and about a week after I've got police calling me, so I don't know, maybe it's a mix-up.
The concreter heads off for an indefinite stay.
All good?
Okay.
Beautiful, you're right.
For an indefinite stay. For an indefinite stay. For an indefinite stay.
The federal government is not only focused on vaccines, it's also struck another deal for a new quarantine facility. Where's this one?
Well, this one's in Western Australia, so it's set to be built in Perth's south. Now, it will be funded by the federal government, $200 million site at 1,000 beds. So this is on top of the one we've seen in Victoria, which is currently underway. It too will be 1,000 beds, though can be extended to 3,000 if they'd like to do that.
I'll get a video of this as well.
Yeah, sure. Is a person who has been infected with COVID-19 and, because of the way that Mustafa Rawawi behaves, may be risk to public health.
Who said that, sorry?
Mate, I've already explained it to you.
All right, but have they spoken to me? How can they sit there and say the way I behave? They told me to go get checked. I went and got checked straight away.
Therefore, in accordance with Section 62 of the Act, I make this public health order requiring Mustafa Rawawi to refrain from the following conduct, okay? A, entering or remaining in any public place or any premises other than the Meriton Hotel, 8 Dreyfus Avenue, Zeppelin. B, undergo... Offering nasal and nasal swab testing for COVID-19 as directed by myself, Shanopa Kamari Bag. The circumstances justifying the making of this order are as follows, okay? 1. I'm satisfied on reasonable grounds that Mustafa Rawawi has been infected with COVID-19, being a disease transmissible via close contact.
And I don't want to hear it anymore. Seriously, think about it. I've got 2 guilty, 2 little kids. You want me to drag them out to a fucking hotel room? God knows what's happening in this hotel room because some dickhead over the phone thinks he knows me, or whoever she is, she knows me. And you know I've got an anklet on, and you know if I breach and leave, they can lock me up, whether it's you.
I have no idea, and I don't know anything about it.
Well, I'm not leaving.
It's going to end up one of 2 ways, okay? Either you get in there, or you're going to get locked up, okay? Arrested, put in a police van, all right?
Have you got a warrant to come and do it?
There is no warrant. There is no warrant.
You need a warrant?
No.
Don't tell me you don't. You do. You need a warrant to come into my house?
No, we don't.
Okay. So who do you speak to about this? About my anklet?
Mate, That's got nothing to do with anything right now, okay?
Really? You obviously haven't dealt with it before?
The public health trumps that.
Yeah.
Like I said again, I need you to comply with this. Okay, if you're not going to comply with it, I'm going to arrest you. So what's it going to be?
No, I'll comply.
Today, I was visited by 2 police officers and 2 mental health practitioners in Western Australia, and I was advised that I needed to go for a medical assessment. I was taken involuntarily in a ambulance to Fiona Stanley Hospital in Perth, and here where I've endured a so-called psychological assessment, and I've been deemed as having, well, verbally I've been told I've had a nervous breakdown, which is completely untrue. But the paperwork says something completely different. The paperwork says that I've had some sort of, I've got some sort of personality distrusting disorder of some sort. Not sure exactly what the wording was. I don't have it with me, apologies. But I think it said I was suspicious. I think it was on there, suspicious. And for that reason, they've issued me some sort of section. And I've been brought to what I can only call a prison and held against my will.
So it sounds like they want this guy to stay here longer, which is concerning for me because he's stayed here for 14 days.
Mate, you gotta calm down or you're gonna... Mate, you gotta take me somewhere fucking else! Calm down or you're gonna get fucking gassed. Fucking do it then! Alright, get back. It's not gonna fucking change the fact that I'm fucking pissed off! Stay there. I don't even have a fucking crossword to fucking fill in!
He's saying he doesn't even have a crossword to...
Yes! Except there's no fucking embarrassed! What we need you to do is get back in the room.
So, Mr. Staff.
Yeah.
Morning.
Good morning.
Well, my name's Dr. Audrey Coy, so I'm here to issue a medical examination direction, and I'll just read it out to you. So, the World Health Organization declared COVID-19 a pandemic on the 11th of March 2020. On the 23rd of March, the Minister for Health declared a public health state of emergency under Section 1742B of the Act to exercise any of the emergency powers while the public health state of emergency declaration in respect of COVID-19 is enforced. Direct Alan Starr to do the following. So this is the direction. So medical examination. You must undergo a test for COVID-19 within 24 hours of the making of this direction. It's a penalty for a person to fail without reasonable excuse to comply with this direction. It's punishable by a fine of up to $20,000 by individuals. And if you do not comply, reasonable force may be used to ensure your compliance. Now,
So when you say reasonable force, I mean, what does that entail? Like I get held down and forcibly penetrated?
put that.
Stay outside my house. Stay outside of my house. No one here, mate. No one ganged up on you, mate. Get outside. Stay outside. Buddy, what are you talking about? Excuse me. Just very big.
What's happening? Leave it! Leave it! Leave it! I'm recording this! I'm recording this! I'm recording this!
Queensland police were told they were given a phone call. They did not bother to act as help-resistant, mate. Right.
Hey, his face is turning blue. Can you not, please? You know?
I know.
Can you not?